So what if I told you that solving your problems isn't really about looking back? What if it's about building a better future right now, inside your own mind? Well, we're about to explore a really powerful technique that comes straight from hypnotherapy. And it does exactly that. It teaches you how to use language to create a super clear destination for your mind to follow.
Let's just start with this one fundamental question. When you're facing a problem, what's your first instinct? Come on, be honest. If you're like most of us, you immediately look backward, right? You start analyzing what went wrong. But what if the key to moving forward isn't dissecting the past at all, but actually vividly designing the future you want?
You see, the whole idea is a really simple but honestly profound shift. It is so easy to get stuck talking about the problem. We analyze it, we dwell on it, sometimes we even end up living inside of it. But real progress, the kind that has actual momentum, comes from defining the solution with absolute, total clarity.
And you can just feel the difference in energy here, can't you? Focusing on the problem means you're basically reliving past events over and over, and that is just draining. But a solution focus, that's about pre-living a future success. It's a huge shift from running away from something you don't want to moving towards a target that actually energizes you.
Okay, but before we can build that new future, you've got to understand the motivation for wanting to change right now. And the key is surprisingly simple. You just listen. Seriously, when you give someone the space to just talk, the real story, the why behind the what, it almost always reveals itself in the first few minutes.
And one of the most powerful tools you can use to find that motivation is this one simple question: why today? I mean, really think about it. Of all the days a person has been dealing with an issue, what happened today, or maybe this week, that made them decide now is the time for a change? This one question just pinpoints the catalyst perfectly.
All right, so this is where things get really fascinating. Our conscious mind, it communicates with words. But our deeper, inner mind, that part of you works in images, feelings, and metaphors. And when people talk about their problems, they're actually giving us direct clues to the pictures their mind has created to represent the whole issue. So take this super common phrase, "I feel like I'm stuck down a hole." That's not just a saying, it's a direct report from the mind. It's describing the internal picture it has literally created for the problem.
Or here's another classic. "It feels like a huge mountain to climb." See, the mind has taken this complex, messy feeling and turned it into a single, tangible obstacle, a mountain.
And this one is incredibly powerful. I feel shattered, especially after something traumatic. People are describing an internal reality, a self that feels fractured. These metaphors, they're not random at all. They're the key to understanding the mind's secret language. And this brings us to what's called metaphorical representation. The idea is actually pretty simple. Since the mind created the image of the problem, you can work directly with that image to create the solution. So if someone feels stuck in a hole, you don't need to analyze why the hole is there. You help them visualize climbing out. You change the image, and you change the feeling.
So once we get what's happening in the present, how do we build the future? Well, we use a technique that is in and of itself hypnotic. We actually help someone build a detailed, sensory-rich memory of a future they haven't even lived yet.
You know, when you ask someone to describe the future they want in really vivid detail, something incredible starts to happen. To even answer the question, their mind has to build that reality. They start picturing it. They start feeling it, hearing it. The very act of describing the future begins to create a brand new blueprint in their brain.
Let's make this super concrete. Let's say your goal is to absolutely ace a job interview. Okay, so first you'd gather all the details. What are you wearing? What does the room look like? You see yourself shaking their hand. You're making confident eye contact. Then you define the feelings you want: confident, clear, calm. And finally, you narrate this memory from start to finish, embedding all those sensory details and emotions right into it.
But why is this so unbelievably effective? It's not magic, I promise. It's actually neuroscience. It's all about giving your brain a clear, compelling destination to navigate towards. This chart really shows you what's going on in the brain. Look, a dysregulated mind, a mind that's stressed out, is just focused on survival, safety. That's it. A calm mind with no goal? Well, it might be creative, but it just kind of drifts. But, and this is the key, when you are regulated and you have that clear, vivid future memory we just built, your mind becomes like a heat-seeking missile for that outcome. It activates a part of your brain called the reticular activating system, which starts filtering your reality, pointing out every opportunity and resource to get you there.
So when you get right down to it, creating a vivid future memory is literally like programming a GPS for your mind.
It just stops the aimless wandering. Your brain now has a destination, and it will automatically start calculating the best route to get you there. It's amazing.
So, to wrap this all up, here are the big takeaways. First, you've got to consciously shift your focus from the problem to the solution. Second, start really listening for the metaphors people use. They're a direct line into the mind's inner world. Third, get incredibly specific about what you want, using all your senses. And finally, trust that your mind will get to work on achieving whatever it can clearly see.
And that really leaves us with one final and pretty powerful question to think about. Whether you're doing it on purpose or not, you are constantly giving your mind instructions. So just take a moment and ask yourself, what future are you telling your mind to build today?